All right, so we are meeting once more to go over what you should be doing for your mix unknown. Now, I know that because you are at home doing this sometimes, we just say, oh, I'll do this later, or maybe I'll catch up with this later. Probably not a good idea. You probably don't want to wait until the last week to start trying to figure these things out. So the way we are gonna go about this today is as if I was a student that had an unknown, and I'm gonna use the exact same code of the unknown that I've been using, which is IR. This is my unknown, nobody else's but mine. So that first week, that was the code that I received, and I went every week that there was a new folder, I opened that folder and I collected results. Now today, I am going to open the folder for Wednesday, and in there I'm going to find something that says continue mix unknown. And in that folder, I should find my results that are going to be listed. Mine happen to be at the end of this long list of folders, and they're going to be the ones that have that code of IR. Now, I already had started filling out information at home in this document that is titled Virtual Mix Unknown Document. Every week when I open my folder, I've been filling out information there for both my gram negative and my gram positive. So for example, for my gram negative, I read my MAC and I read my gram. I was able to get out of my MAC that my organism was not fermenting lactose. It was lactose negative because it didn't produce that fuchsia color. And I was able to see the arrangement of my cells in that gram stain, for example. And I did something like this for my gram positive, except that for my gram positive, I read the hemolysis and I read my gram. The following week, let's just say week 1, I read my TSI. For week 2 of my gram positive, I read my catalase test. And I have been opening my document that looks something like this, where I have the list of gram positive and possible gram negatives. And I have been filling out my information. So here you have what I wrote down from my McConkey. I answered whether it was differential or selective, and/or. I wrote down my observations. I wrote that there was no change in color to pink. I wrote out that that meant that it was lactose negative. And the analysis was that this organism cannot ferment lactose. And you can see that I started writing stuff for my gram stain as well. So I open my document, I write down what I see, and I save it. And I open it again and again and again. So when I open my folder for this week for IR, remember that is my unknown, I noticed that there was one new test there for me to read. For me, I had to read this urea broth tube from the MAC. And when I am done with that readout, I will go ahead and in my document, fill out that missing information. I will look at the results from my gram positive, and I will do the same. Now, what I plan to do afterwards is look at the tables that I already have crossed out, some names of some organisms for the gram negative and for the gram positive based on my lactose and my TSI, based on my catalase test results. And I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to narrow it down even further, this time based on my results for the urea test and for my gram-positive on the results for my next test that I read today for my gram-positive cocci. Are there any questions? Yes.
So will we need to do a dichotomous key at all?
At the end, yes, but you shouldn't start building it just yet. I mean, you can start if you want building it. You're gonna need to have at the end of, if you look at the document, and we can go back up here. Hold on, let me scroll back to that front page. Oh, it got cut off on this one. But one of the things that you're gonna have to submit at the end is a paragraph for each organism explaining how you went to that conclusion that it was what you think it is. And you will have to create a dichotomous key for your gram-positive and a dichotomous key for your gram-negative.
Based on the answers that we have gotten from our lab results,
yes.
Right?
Yes, correct. That is correct. Based on the answers that you have been collecting.
Perfect.
Any other questions? I apologize for the noises. I have a dog behind me that wants food. Sorry. Well, this is all I have for you for lab today. Have a good rest of your week, everyone. Hopefully the temperature is actually going to be warmer tomorrow and the day after. Yes, Paola.
Next week, we're still going to have more unknown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have on Monday, we're going to do the protease. And on Wednesday, we're going to do the unknown.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
I have other question, but I don't know if I probably asked you by email. Is the McConkey one of the tests?